Hola chicos, and now we're going to get to talk about one of my favorite things in Spanish ones, direct object and personal a. And then next we get to talk about direct object pronouns. So join me, this is going to be a lot of fun. You, me, and my awesome cold and my voice that I'm losing. So here we go. Direct objects. You know me, I love me some grammar. A direct object is part of a sentence, and the whole purpose of it is to receive the action. Your subject performs the action and your object receives the action. So a direct object, or we call it in Spanish a complemento directo, it's the person or thing in the sentence that's going to receive the action. So the person or thing that receives the action of the verb. All right? So it typically answers two questions. All right, so for example, I give the pen to my friend. All right? It answers the question, what? All right? So what's receiving the action? What? We're actually going to make this nice and red so it stands out for us. All right? Bold it. Yeah. All right. Or sometimes it can also be who. So it's the what or who. So as I just said, like, I gave the pen to my friend. Well, what did I give? I gave the pen. The pen is the direct object. Or I saw my friend. Well, who did I see? I saw my friend. That's my who. So it answers the questions what or who to the verb. All right? In Spanish, we have this thing that we do not have in English, and it's called the personal a. So what you have to do is you have to add the letter a, or what we call in Spanish, the personal a. I'm going to pull down my pen here, because I can write this a little nicer on my line. I guess it's not that pretty, but you get the idea. You're going to add the word a before any direct object that refers to a person or a pet. It does not translate into English. It is not something we have in English, so you don't have to worry about what does it mean when you're translating it back. It doesn't. It's just something that has to be there in Spanish. It's a Spanish grammar thing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring that back again. Once again, this a that goes in front of a person or a pet is called the personal a. Right? So it's personal, like Ariana Grande is singing right now, and in a year, no one will know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's not even her singing that song. I don't know who it is. It's somebody. All right, so we do not, however, use this personal a with a specific verb, and the verb just happens to be the verb we've been talking about recently, tener. So you don't use it after tener. You use it after every other verb. So you can have a cousin, tengo un primo, and you don't have to add the personal a. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit more about direct objects themselves. So let's look at these sentences. It says, yo veo la tableta en casa. Well, who is seeing something? Yo. What am I doing? Veo. I'm seeing. What am I seeing? La tableta. La tableta is your direct object. All right, so let's look at it one more time. Yo is my subject. Make my pen come out again. Yeah. Okay. Yo is my subject. Veo is my verb. And la tableta is my direct object. And why it's doing that funky little thing there, I will never know. All right. Hopefully we get rid of that next time. Let's look at the next sentence. Yo veo a Miguel. What am I doing? Yo. Yo is doing something. What is yo doing? Veo, seeing. And what is he seeing? Or in this case, who is he seeing? Miguel. Miguel is our direct object, but notice what happens in here. We add this little a, that little personal a, because we're seeing Miguel. It doesn't translate anything. You still say, I see Miguel, but it is a. How about this next one? There's my friend Tomas. Tomas is doing something. Tomas, what is he doing? He's having. Tiene. What does he have? Dos hermanas. All right? Dos hermanas guapas. Two beautiful sisters. Now, technically speaking, hermanas is the direct object. All right? It's being described by dos, telling how many, and guapas is an adjective describing it. But notice, even though hermanas is a person, we don't use personal a because there's our friend, the verb tener. All right, so let's try some together. Let's see how you do. So we're going to do what I just did. We're going to circle the subject, we're going to underline the verb, and we're going to put a box around the direct object. So, ellas hacen su maleta para el viaje. The girls pack their suitcase for the trip. Who packs their suitcase? Ellas pack their suitcase. And what are they doing again? Hacen. There's your conjugated verb. And what are they packing? They're packing their suitcase. Su maleta. There is your direct object. I'm so very sorry. All right, let's try again. Nosotros vemos películas en DVD los fines de semana. We see movies on DVD on the weekends. Who does something? Nosotros, we do. What are we doing? Vemos, we see. And what are we seeing? We're seeing movies on DVD. When are we seeing them? Los fines de semana. That is not part of the direct object. What we're seeing is not the weekend. We're seeing the DVDs. How about the last one here? Mis amigos y yo compramos ropa en la tienda. Who's doing something? This whole thing, mis amigos y yo, we're all doing something. And what are we doing? We're buying. Compramos. And what are we buying? We're buying ropa, clothing. Where we're buying it, en la tienda, not part of the direct object. All right. Last but not least, let's decide. Oh, look at our pretty A. Do we need the personal a or not? All right, we're going to find out. We're going to fill in the blank with the personal a if it's necessary. If not, we're going to let it go. So it's asking, ¿Tienes tres hermanos? Do you have three brothers? Well, what do you have? Tres hermanos. That, my friends, is your direct object. And if the direct object is a person or a pet, pets are people too, you have to put the personal a in front of it, right? In this case, wrong. We just talked about this. This comes after the verb tener. And if we're using tener, no personal a. Let's look at the next one. Voy a llamar mi primo el lunes. Who's going to do something? Well, we don't have it explicitly written there, but we know the subject of voy is yo. I am going to do something. What am I going to do? I'm going to call. I'm going to call who? I'm going to call mi primo. Mi primo, my cousin, when am I calling him? On Monday. But mi primo, that's my direct object. My direct object is a person. It is not after the verb tener. I need the personal a. Voy a llamar a mi primo el lunes. Let's look at the last one. Yo busco un quemador de CDs. Who's doing something? Yo. What am I doing? I'm looking for something. Busco. What am I looking for? Un quemador de CDs. I'm looking for a CD burner. That's my direct object. Is it a person? CD burner? Not so much. So no person, no personal a, and let it go. So that is it. Direct objects are what receive the action of the verb. You need a personal a in front of a direct object if it is a person, and if not, I'm so sorry, you just let it go. All right, chicos, there we go. Direct objects and the personal a. We'll talk about this some more in class. Next step is we get to start replacing our direct objects with pronouns. So we're going to make our sentences shorter than we normally would. Hasta luego. See you in clase.